Good morning to all. Myself, Nitisha Soni, Assistant Professor in Nursing Department in RPIIT Technical and Medical Campus, Karnal. Today, we will discuss about eclampsia. First is definition. Berdius coined the term eclampsia is derived from a Greek word meaning is like a flash of lightning. Eclampsia is defined as a new onset of gradual seizure activity in pregnancy and postpartum period. Preeclampsia, when complicated with generalized tonic-clonic seizures and comas, is called eclampsia. In most of cases, over 80% disease produced by features of severe preeclampsia. Incidence. The incidence varies widely from country to country and even different between different zones of the same country. It is more common in primigravida, that is 75%, 5 times more common in twins than in singletons pregnancies, and occur between the 36-week and term in more than 50%. Next one is etiology. Exact etiology is unknown. More common in previous hypertensive disease, reading of BP taken twice at interval of 6 hours, failure of placentation, abnormal lipid metabolism, decreased calcium in diet. Other causes are A, C, D, E, PR. That is full form is A means is alcohol, C means is corrections of aorta, D means is drugs, E means is endocrine disease, P means pregnancy induced hypertension, R means renal disease. Risk factor. What are the risk factors? There are many risk factors in eclampsia: primigravida, family history, placental abnormalities, obesity, pre-existing vascular disease, new paternity, and thrombophiliasis. Now, next is pathogenesis. In this pathogenesis is imbalance in prostaglandin ratio, that is placental vasoconstriction, reduced perfusion, that is divided into two set. First set is thromboplastin and second set is release of renin. Now we will discuss about first step, thromboplastin, that is causes in that is through the renal glomerulus affected and proteinuria. Next is discussion about release of renin, okay, that is angiotensin 1, that is released to angiotensin 2. Angiotensin 2 is released general vasoconstriction, that release hypertension, that is headache and visual disturbance, that is all over about is seizure. And angiotensin release adrenal hormones, aldosterones, sodium resorption, that is divided into two regions, or edema and oliguria. Edema is cause is seizure, that is pathogenesis. Cause of convulsion. Cerebral irritation leading to convulsion, and irritation may be provoked by anorexia, cerebral edema, cerebral dysrhythmia. Anoxia, spasm of cerebral vessels that release that lead to increased cerebral vascular resistance, that lead to fall in cerebral oxygen consumption, that is cause anoxia. Cerebral edema, it may contribute to irritation. Third one is cerebral dysrhythmia, it increase following anorexia and edema. Onset of fits. Antepartum is 50%, fits before the onset of labor. Intrapartum 30%, fits occur for the first time during labor. Postpartum 20%, fits occur for the first time in puerperium, usually within 48 hours of delivery. Next is clinical features of eclampsia. Except of rare occasions on eclamptic patient always show previous manifestation of acute fulminant preeclampsia. Headache, disturbed sleep, decreased urine output, epigastric pain, eye symptoms. Clinical features of eclampsia and stages of eclampsia. There are stages of 4 stages of eclampsia: premonitory stage, tonic stage, clonic stage, and stage of coma. First we are discussing about premonitory stage. The patient become unconscious. There is twitching of the muscle of the face, tongue and lip. Eyeball roll or are turned to one side and become fixed. The stage lasts for about 30 seconds. Tonic stage, the whole body goes into a tonic spasm. The trunk, opistotnous limbs are flexed and head clenched. Respiratory cases and the tongue protrude between the teeth. Cyanosis appears. Eyeball become fixed. The stage lasts for about 30 seconds. Next one is third stage is clonic stage. That in this under all the voluntary muscles undergoes alternate corrections and relaxation. The twitching start in the face, then involves one side of the extremities, and ultimately the whole body is involved in the convulsion. Biting of the tongue occur. Breathing is tenuous and blood stained. 40 secretions fill the mouth. Cyanosis gradually disappear. The stage lasts for 1 to 4 minutes. Stage of coma, that is fourth stage. In this stage following the fit, the patient passes on the stage of coma. It may last for a brief period, or in other deep coma persists till another convulsion. On occasion, the patient appears to be in a confused state following the fit and fails to remember the happening. Rarely the coma occur without prior convulsion. Next one is complication. Maternal complication are as follows: tongue biting, head trauma, aspirations, broken bones, permanent CNS damage, intracranial hemorrhage, renal failure, death, injuries due to falling from bed, disturbed vision, psychosis, and shock. Fetal complication is prematurity, IUGR, fetal death, that is premature infant. Fetal hypoxia, placental abruption with fetal hypoxia. Prognosis. Maternal prognosis. Once convulsion occur, prognosis become uncertain. Prognosis depend on many factors and features that are long interval between onset and commencement of treatment, late referral, antepartum eclampsia, especially with long delivery interval. Third is number of feeds more than 10, coma in between feeds, temperature over 102 Fahrenheit with pulse rate above 120 minutes per minute, systolic pressure, blood pressure above 200 mmHg, oliguria with proteinuria, non-response to treatment, jaundice, respiration rate 40 per minute, coma taken 6 hours to more. Maternal mortality is in eclampsia is more very high in India because of cardiac failure, pulmonary edema, aspiration and septic pneumonia, cerebral hemorrhage, acute renal failure, cardiopulmonary arrest, ARDS, acute respiratory disease syndrome, pulmonary embolism, postpartum shock, puerperal sepsis. If the patient recovers from acute illness, he is likely to recover readily in 2 to 3 weeks. Recurrence of eclampsia is unknown. Although chance of pre-eclampsia is about 30%. Fetal prognosis. Mortality rate is high, about 30 to 50% are causes. Prematurity, spontaneous or induced. Intrauterine asphyxia due to placental insufficiency arising out of infractions, spasm of uteroplacental, bascultural and retroplacental hemorrhage. Effect of drug used to control convulsion and hypertension, drug trauma during operative delivery. Now next is investigation. Urine to see proteinuria, ophthalmoscopic examination to see retinal edema, constrictions of the arterioles, alteration of normal ratio of vein arterioles and hemorrhage. Blood value. Serum uric acid level may be increased. Blood urea level remain normal or slightly raised. Serum creatinine level may be more than 1 mg per dl. There may be thrombocytopenia and abnormal coagulation profile. Hepatic enzyme level may be increased. Management. Aim of management: prediction and prevention, first aid treatment outside the hospital, general management, that is medical and nursing management, specific management and obstetric management. Now aim of management is the first management: arrest convulsion, maintain of patient airway, breathing and circulations, oxygen administrations at the rate 8 to 10 liter per minute. Now next is terminate pregnancy, ventilation, ventilatory support, prevention of complication, hemodynamically stable, prevention of life-threatening situation, postpartum care, medicines and regular follow-up. Next is prediction and prevention. In majority of cases, eclampsia is preceded by preeclampsia. Thus, prevention of eclampsia rests on early detection and effective institutional treatment with judicious treatment of pregnancy during eclampsia. Eclampsia may present in a typical way, hence it is at times difficult to predict. Use of antihypertensive drug, anticonvulsant therapy and timely delivery at important step. Close monitoring during labor and 24 hours of postpartum. are also important in prevention of eclampsia. Unfortunately, 30 to 85% of cases of eclampsia remain unpreventable. Use of magnesium sulfate lower the risk of eclampsia. First aid treatment outside the hospital. The patient, either at home or in the health center, should be shifted urgently to the tertiary referral care hospital because there is no place of continuing the treatment in such place. Transport of an eclamptic patient to a tertiary care center is very important. Such patients need neonatal and obstetric intensive care management. Important steps in transport are: all maternal records and detailed summary should be sent with patient. BP should be established and convulsion should be arrested. Drugs should be given like magnesium sulfate, labetalol, diuretics and diazepam. One medical personnel and trained midwife accompany the patient in equipped ambulance to prevent injury and complication. General management, that is medical and nursing. First is sportive management and sportive care. Aim to prevent serious maternal injury from fall, to prevent aspiration, to maintain airway and to ensure oxygenation. Second is patient is kept in railed cot and a tongue depressor is inserted between teeth. She is kept in the lateral position to avoid aspiration. Vomitus and oral secretions are removed by frequent suctioning. Oxygenation is maintained through face mask to prevent respiration acidosis. Oxygenation is monitored using a transcutaneous pulse oximetry. Next is ABG analysis is needed when oxygen saturation fall below 92%. Sodium bicarbonate is given when pH is below 7.10. The patient should have a doctor or at least a trained midwife for consult supervision. Next is history. Detailed history is to be taken from relative relevant to diagnosis of eclampsia, duration of pregnancy, number of fetus and nature of medication administered outside. Now next is examination. Once the patient is stabilized, a throughout quick general abdomen and vaginal examination are made. A self-retaining catheter is introduced and urine is tested for protein. Next one is monitoring. Half hourly pulse, respiration rate are recorded. Hourly urine output is to be noted. If undelivered, the uterus should be palpated at regular interval to detect the progress of labor, and fetal heart rate is to be monitored. Immediately after conversion, fetal bradycardia is common. Next is fluid balance. Crystalloid solution, that is called Ringer's solution, is started as the first choice. Normally it should not be exceed 2 liters in 24 hours. Antibiotics to prevent infection, broad spectrum antibiotics is given. Specific management. Anticonvulsant MgSO4 is the drug of choice. Loading dose 10 grams. 4 grams dissolves with 12 cc distilled water, then IV slowly over 10 to 20 minutes, then 3 gram IM in each buttocks. Maintenance dose 2.5 mg IM in alternative buttocks 4 hourly up to 24 hours from the last convulsion of delivery, which comes later. Magnesium sulfate can be given only if the knee jerks are present, urine output exceeds 30 ml per hour, and the respiration rate is more than 12 per hour per minute. Other regimens are lytic cocktail using chlorpromazine, promethazine and pethazine, diazepam and phenytoin. That is, other regimens are antihypertensive and diuretics. In spite of anticonvulsant and sedative regimens, if the blood pressure remains more than 160 to 110 mmHg, antihypertensive drugs should be administered. Drugs commonly used are hydralazine, labetalol, calcium channel blocker or nitroglycerin. Presence of pulmonary edema requires diuretics. In such case, furosemide should be administered in dose of 20 to 40 mg IV and repeated at interval. Management during feeds. In premonitory stage, a mouth gag is placed in between teeth to prevent tongue bite and remove after colonic stage for phase is over. The air passage is to be clear of the mucus with mucus sucker. The patient head is to be turned to the one side. Raising the foot end of bed facilities postural drainage of the upper respiratory tract. Oxygen is given until cyanosis disappear. Next is intense care monitoring. The patient with multiple medical problems need to be admitted in intensive care unit where she is looked after by a team consisting of obstetricians, of physicians, and as expert anesthetics. Cardiac, renal, and pulmonary complications are managed effectively. Use of blood gas analyzers to detect hypoxia and acidosis. Pulse oximetry and central venous pressure monitor should be done depending on individual case or needed. A deeply unconscious patient with raised ICP intracranial pressure needs steroid and diuretics therapy. CT scan and MRI may be needed for the diagnosis. Obstetric management during pregnancy. In majority case with antepartum eclampsia, labor starts soon after convulsion. But when labor fail to start, the management depend on whether the fetus are controlled or not. The maturity of fetus. Fetus are controlled. There may be three conditions like baby mature, baby premature, and baby dead. Baby mature. Delivery should be done if cervix is favorable and there is no contraindication of vaginal delivery. Surgical induction by low rupture of membranes is done. When second point is baby cervix is unfavorable. When the cervix is unfavorable, cervical ripening with prostaglandin 2 gel could be achieved by ARM. ARM means artificial rupture of membrane. And third point is if cervix is unfavorable and or this is obstetric contraindication for vaginal delivery, cesarean section is done. Baby premature less than 37 weeks. Delivery is recommended in set of NICU. NICU means neonatal intensive care unit. In this first point is the underlying disease process of preeclampsia and eclampsia persist until woman deliver. Second is the disease process may flare up. Next one is moreover there is a risk of convulsion and IUFD. Steroid therapy is given when pregnancy is less than 34 weeks. Conservative management at early pregnancy may improve perinatal outcome, but this must be carefully balanced with maternal well-being. Baby death. In this, the preeclamptic process gradually subsides and eventually expulsion of baby occur. Otherwise, medical method of induction is start. Feeds are not controlled. If feeds are not controlled when convulsant within a reasonable period 6 to 8 hours, termination of pregnancy should be done. During labor, in absence of any contraindication to vaginal delivery, as soon as labor is established, low rupture of membrane is done to accelerate labor. Now summary. Today we will discuss about hypertension in pregnancy. In but common medical complication. First is preeclampsia and eclampsia are leading cause of maternal mortality and morbidity in India and worldwide. That is overview of the all whole topic. The basic pathophysiology of endocrine dysfunction and vasospasm. Eclampsia is a complication of preeclampsia and is significant cause of maternal death. Conversion in eclampsia has got 4 stages. These are premonitory stage, tonic stage, clonic stage, and stage of coma. Prevention of eclampsia is depend on early detection and management of preeclampsia. Magnesium sulfate is drug of choice of control feeds. Eclampsia should be managed in a tertiary care hospital. Principles of management involves general care of patient to arrest convulsions, to maintain airway, breathing and circulations, to prevent the life-threatening complication, to terminate pregnancy and postpartum care. I hope you all understand.